Have you ever confused about adjective? And have you ever confused about while using the degrees of adjective? So this video is for you. Hello guys, this is Shafan and welcome to my English lecture. And today I brought for you a new grammar lesson, that is adjective and its degrees. So it means that today we will come to know about adjective and its usage along with that its degrees. How can we use adjective degrees and how can we use adjective, and when we use comparative degree or superlative degree or positive degree. So today there will be no confusion further after this video. So please stay with me. So before we go further, so we should just keep in mind the definition of adjective. So adjective can be differently defined, but one of the definition is given like this: a word that adds something to the meaning of a noun. So we can know that adjective will be that kind of words, we can say that, which can add something to the meaning of a noun. So you should just keep in mind adjective can be differently defined. One of the grammarian, he defined like this: adjective is a word which describes a noun or pronoun. It can be variously defined, and one of the definitions is like this. For example, wise man and educated boy. So now you can see here, if someone comes to you and he says that man, so we don't know what sort of man he is. When he add adjective, so he will say that wise man. So wise, we can say that it describes a noun. And you can, the second one, educated boy. And similarly, it also describes a boy that is educated. So now we will come to know about the degrees of adjectives, and mostly the students get confused and while using degrees of adjectives. But I hope that after that there will be no confusion. And mostly whenever you ask from them such questions regarding degrees of adjectives, so they will roughly give the answer like this: it has 3 degrees: positive, comparative, and superlative. But they don't know how to use them. But I hope that after this lecture they will come to know to just look at how and where can we use such types or such degrees in a sentence. Just look. When the merit and demerit of a noun is described, the positive degree of adjective is used. So by the help of this definition, we can know that positive degree will be that kind of degree when we want to just describe the merit and demerit of a noun. So we need to just write down or put only positive degree. For example, how? Just write it. He is an intelligent boy. So now you can see here we talk about he, so we have just written intelligent. This is the positive degree. Okay, so you need to just keep in mind, mostly the students get confused. Sometimes they use positive degree wrong because they don't know how to use them. We will just use positive degree with only one person when you want to just describe only one person. For example, if you use it like in this manner, like Ali is tall than Ahmad. So you can see that this will be wrong. Why it will be wrong? Because you have just written here positive degree and you are just comparing 2 persons, Ali and Ahmad. So you need to write down here comparative degree. We will come to know after the positive one. So you will use only positive degree when you want to just describe only one person, not more than one. If you talk about more than 2 persons, so we will come to know in the rest of it. Just look at it. So if you look at here, it is also describe only one person, that is he. Look at the second one, comparative degree. So if you just look at the comparative, the word comparative, it means that it has been taken from comparison. So when we talk about comparison, so there must be more than one person. We want to compare one thing with another. So okay, just look at it. When 2 nouns are compared with each other, the comparative degree is used. there are two things we need to keep in mind in comparative degree when we want to just compare two things or two persons with one another. So comparative degree will be used. For example, just look at John is taller than Smith. So now it is a correct one because we have just written here a comparative degree. Earlier we used this one as a positive degree in between two persons, but that is why it is incorrect because we have written positive degree. But we need to write down when we compare two persons comparative degree. That is tall, or we can say that positive degree. Taller is a comparative degree and tallest is a superlative degree. But here we talk about two persons, Smith and John, so that is why we have used comparative degree. So we need to use comparative degree while comparing two persons or two things. Let's suppose the second example, Ahmad is wiser than Ali. So you can see that wise, wiser, wisest. So this one is a comparative degree because there are two persons, Ali and Ahmad. So that is why we add definitely comparative degree. Okay, but instead of that, if you put here positive degree and comparing two persons, so definitely that will be wrong. So try to avoid this sort of mistake, and I have seen these sort of mistakes in many times, so need to avoid them. Okay, let's move further. Superlative degree. When a noun is superior to all other nouns of its class, the superlative degree is used. Okay, now just keep in mind there are some points when a noun is superior to all nouns. We can say the other nouns. Let's suppose, but you need to just keep in mind that should be of its class. For example, by the help of this definition, we can know that when you want to compare one person to the rest of people or classes, you need to use only superlative degree. Because the person or thing is superior to all, not only two. We here not compare with one person to another, but we are comparing one person to the rest of people and the rest of things. Just look at Ali is the tallest boy of his family. So now you can see here we have just written superlative degree, but look at the comparison. We compare family in Ali. We compare Ali with his whole family. So that is why it requires to be used only superlative degree. And look at the last example. Ahmad is the wisest man of his family. So as I have told you that wise is a positive degree. If I want to just only describe Ali, so I would say that Ali is a wise boy. But if I want to just compare Ali with another person, so I will say that Ali is wiser than Ahmad. And if I want to just compare Ahmad with his whole family, and so then I will use superlative degree because I compare with the whole family and he is superior to all. So in that time I will say that Ahmad is the wisest boy of his family. So I hope you got it, and if you like my video, so please share it, subscribe it. Thank you.